What's a bitter pill to swallow? Supersizing your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with Supersize Your Business, and our idiom, our expression today is a bitter pill to swallow. Now, this expression's been around since the late 1500s, although in the 1700s and beyond, it's been more popular. Rupin, Thyros, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he wrote a book about the history of France and Italy, and that on September 7th of 1704, I don't know, 17 something, France had to be expelled, or they were removed from Italy, and he described it as a bitter pill to swallow, that France was no longer occupying or participating in Italy at all. This is a metaphor. Lots of idioms are metaphors, because a bitter pill is being compared to something distasteful, something that's unpleasant, an unpleasant fact, a disappointment, a humiliation that's difficult to endure, difficult to handle, right? I'll just take another sip of something. Do you know the trick that if you need to swallow pills and you have a hard time swallowing them, you turn your head as you swallow in the direction opposite your dominant hand. So I'm right-handed, so I turn my head left. If you're left-handed, turn your head right. I learned that from, my sister learned that when she was going through chemotherapy and had cancer. And so we learned, all of us in the family who are not very good pill swallowers, that if you just turn your head the direction of the pill and drink water, you can swallow that. Bonus tip of the day. So what are some things that have happened as you're building and supersizing and growing your business that have been unpleasant? COVID-19 perhaps has been unpleasant, or a bitter pill to swallow. It's something that we really can't change or do anything about, but we have to figure out how we're going to respond to it. Government regulations in my past corporate life and in my past businesses, in just about any business I've been involved in, there's different government rules and regulations that are required to be followed. Some of them make no sense whatsoever. If you can imagine that we would have government rules and regulations and laws and ordinances that make zero sense, or that are not distributed fairly across all businesses of a certain type. Sometimes the competition is a bitter pill to swallow. Sometimes they do something that frustrates us, or they come up with an idea before we did and they implement it, and they get a larger share of the market. Customers can sometimes, or losing a great big customer, or losing a big account, or a deal that falls through, or a project that fails, all of these things can be a bitter pill to swallow. Unfaithful significant others can be a bit of a bitter pill to swallow in relationships and things. I had one of my biggest bitter pills to swallow came in corporate America, where I had my bosses hired one of our customers' employees to become my boss. That was just weird. And he lasted about a month and a half, I think. So he didn't end up staying, which was even worse, because it was a bitter pill for my boss to then swallow, because she had hired somebody that wasn't qualified for a job that she created above mine that made no sense whatsoever. But that was kind of I mean, helped him as best I could, but he wasn't qualified for what he was hired to do, and he wasn't able then to do it. And I think he soon realized, as soon as he got there, that he wasn't going to be able to do it, and that's why he left in such a hurry. So that's one of my biggest things. Of course, I've lost jobs, been fired from jobs, lost customers, lost deals, had bad business partners. That's how we learn, I think, is because we have a terrible business partner that teaches us the lessons that we didn't think we needed to learn, but we learned them anyway, or nuances to those lessons. So what do I do about any of this, right? Does it have to be a bitter pill to swallow? I guess that's my first question. Does it have to be? No. If we drink it down with enough water, if we turn our head in the right direction, if we do what we have to do, it doesn't have to be the end of us, right? COVID-19 doesn't have to be the end of anyone's business. Now, I can hear the complaints and people yelling and screaming at me, yes, it's the end of my business, the government, yeah, and ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. But it doesn't. There have been millions of people that have shown us creative ways and examples of how to deal with anything, up to and including a pandemic, and still come out on the other side ahead. Might not mean you're doing what you were doing exactly before, but that doesn't mean that you have to stop and you don't come out ahead. So turn your advantage, or turn whatever situation comes your way, whatever happens, into an opportunity, into an advantage. That's what we do with any other challenge that we face or problem in our business, right? We figure it out and we move forward and we keep creating what it is that we're here to create. Love to know if you're brave enough to share what's one of the bitter pills that you've had to swallow in the past, or share your most bitter pill to swallow. I would say unfaithful spouse was my most bitter pill to swallow. Of all the businesses, all the stuff, all the experiences, all the craziness, that was probably my own personal biggest pill to swallow. So if you're brave enough to share yours, share them in the comments below. Any comments, questions, concerns about this idiom, hit me up. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow with another physical related idiom to finish off the month of January. Have an awesome day. I'll be with you tomorrow. Bye.